Hey everybody, so today I'm going to share my first Flixbus experience with you. For those of you who don't know, I was in Croatia some days ago and driving home I took the Flixbus for the first time. And it's actually a really cool way to travel because it's rather cheap and you can literally go from two places that are far away. You can go from A to B because I went from Pula, Croatia to Linz in Upper Austria. Those were like, I think, 13 hours in total, but I had to change one time in Trieste, Italy. And yeah, now I'm going to explain to you what part of the journey I didn't find so nice. Okay, so as I already said, I went from Pula in Croatia to Trieste in Italy. Those were like 2 hours, I think, and that part of the journey was okay. There weren't any troubles or something. In Trieste, I had to wait for, I think, 2.5 hours. So yeah, I just went around the town with my backpack and with my suitcase. Yeah, I just walked through Trieste and then I came back. The bus, the second bus, was leaving at 9 p.m. at the station where I got off the first bus. Yeah, I got back 20 minutes before the bus would have left, normally at 9. So I was there at 8:50, yeah. Then I waited and I wasn't really sure if the bus would really leave exactly there. But when I got off the first bus, I asked the bus driver if my second bus will leave at this exact place, and he said something like, yeah, but like over there. So I didn't really know if it was like really that place now or somewhere over there, you know. But like, yeah, okay, actually it was that bus station. So I went back there and I waited, and then it was like 9. I called my dad just to talk to him for a little bit. And when I got off the phone, there was a boy standing next to me and he asked me if he said he needs to go to Slovenia and if I know if like a bus will go from here to Slovenia. And I said, yeah, I think that my bus is also going to Slovenia. It has a stop there. And yeah, so we had a conversation. His name was Omar from Israel. And yeah, we just talked for a little bit. And then, because he didn't really know, I think, if he had to go with the Flixbus or not. But yeah, and then it was 9:10. And there was no bus there. I have to admit, I panicked a little bit because I was like, oh my god, we cannot miss this bus, because yeah, I paid for my ticket, and what would I have done if I didn't catch the bus? I don't know. I would have had to stay in Trieste probably for that night. So yeah, that was why I was like, oh my god, why isn't the bus arriving? Okay, but we knew it can have like a little delay, so it wasn't that tragic at first. Some minutes were passing and there still was no bus there. And also, like, then I said, are you sure if the bus will arrive here? And he said he had asked a lady at the information stand before, which had already closed, so we couldn't ask anyone anymore. But she said that the Flixbus will come like exactly where we were. So we were like, okay, actually we are right here probably. And we saw some other people with suitcases at like a different bus station, like over there. And I already thought to myself, well, maybe they also go with the Flixbus, so it would be like smart if we asked them. But also Omar said that then. I just thought that to myself, and he then said, yeah, well, there are also people over there with suitcases, so they will probably also go with the Flixbus. But then suddenly they left, like they went away, and I was like, oh my god, should we go with them? But then we both were like, no, that would be a stupid idea, because what if the bus arrived then and we missed it? And yeah, it was like a total chaos. But the bus still wasn't here, and it was later than 9:10. Then we saw like a man standing some meters away, and we said, yeah, okay, let's ask him. He will probably know, because yeah, he looked like he was from here, he was Italian. Yeah, also he didn't really speak English, but we said Flixbus, and luckily he knew what we meant, and he also knew where the Flixbus was. So like he pointed us the way where we should go. And yeah, it turned out he explained us the way to the garage of the Flixbus. So we just had to go like straight ahead and then to the right. And yeah, then we saw like over there is the bus in the garage still. And yeah, it should already have arrived at the bus station. So then we ran over there, because I was like, oh my god, what if it's leaving like right now, and then we are not at the bus station, and then it will go past it and we will, yeah, miss it. So we like sprinted there, like with my suitcase, with my backpack. We saw like two people, and we assumed that those were the bus drivers, which they were. And then I asked one of them, is this bus going to Linz, like where I needed to go? And he was like, yes. And then I was really like relieved, and he asked me if I had a ticket, and I said yes, of course. So then he said we should wait here, and he drove around the corner and to the bus station where we were at the first place actually. And then I showed him my ticket. He said, yeah, everything's fine. But I could tell that like both of the bus drivers, they were like not in a good mood, and yeah, just like really rude. And he said, I don't know, I mean, he could speak English, but not so well. And they were not Italian, because one time they spoke to each other and we could just tell that, I don't know if they were Croatian or probably, I don't know. I was at the first door of the bus where the bus driver was that controlled my ticket. And the other bus driver was at like the other part of the bus outside, where we had to put in our suitcases. And I was really confused, because the bus driver I showed the ticket to, he was like something like, yeah, no, you go later. And I was like, why would I go later? My bus should have gone actually already at 9:10. Why would I go later? And turned out he meant that we were already late or something like that. And yeah, I will explain that later. But then like he pointed to the other guy, so I knew, yeah, okay, I have to give him my suitcase and he will put it in. So then I got into the bus. And now comes the part of the video that is not so nice. So Omar, he still didn't have a ticket, because as I already mentioned before, I think he wasn't even sure if he had to go with the Flixbus or not, because he asked me if my bus would go to Slovenia. And yeah, now he didn't have a ticket yet. The bus drivers were like, no, you cannot go with us now, we have to leave. Like they were really in a rush, even though they were late, because they weren't at the bus station at 9:10 when we were there. Like we were punctual, they were not. So keep that in mind for the rest of the story. I was like, I said to Omar, you can pay online really quick. It is really fast. So just do that and then you can go with us. But they were, the bus drivers were like, no, that's not possible. You should already have your ticket. We are already late. And I was inside the bus and I heard all of that because the two bus drivers were like at the front of the bus and Omar was standing outside still at the front door. Then I went inside of the bus. I went to the bus drivers and I also tried to convince them that Omar has to go with us. Like, he cannot just stay here. They cannot do that. And like, we were arguing and I really got on Omar's side and tried to defend him. And yeah, no, the bus drivers were like, no, that's unacceptable. You two were late and it's not our fault. Like, they said it's not their fault, but it obviously was because they were not at the bus station at the time the bus should have arrived. And now they tried to blame it on us, that they said that we were late. The bus is late because of us. And they said that we were not at the bus station at the time, at 9:10. I said to them, no, we were here. Like, and they actually, they wouldn't even have known because they didn't see us, because they were around the corner at the garage still with the bus. And oh, it was just so absurd and I was like really mind blown. And what are they saying? Like, oh my god. Yeah, so I believe if I wasn't there and if I didn't defend Omar and try to convince them that it's really important that he gets into the bus and drives with us, they probably would have left him in Trieste and they would have just gone with the bus. All the time they were like, no, that's not possible, you have to stay here, it's like your fault if you don't have a ticket yet. And I was like, no, you can't do that, it's really important, he has to get in, he has to go with us. I pretended like I was there with him and like we didn't know each other, we just got to know each other like 10 minutes before, but I really was on his side, of course. Yeah, so then I just talked to them and said, yeah, but it's important, he has to go with us. And then the bus driver was like, okay, yeah, then pay with cash. And Omar was like, yeah, okay, of course I will do that, because he was willing to do that, but they didn't even like give him the chance at first. They were like, no, you should have done that online and it's not possible to pay now. But yeah, then they were willing to let him pay cash. So he did that and they charged him like 20 euros, which probably was way too much, but whatever. We were just glad that they let him in and they took him with us finally. And then yeah, he got in. And another thing, like the other bus driver, I was standing next to that bus driver and it felt like he was our father and we were like the kids and we did something stupid or something like that. And he said to us like, upstairs, like really rude. I mean, why would he talk to us like that? He doesn't even know us, like what the fuck? But yeah, they still behaved like it was our fault that the bus was late, even though they were 10 minutes late and it was not our fault at all. And he was like, upstairs, because it was a double-decker bus and I wanted to go upstairs anyway, like when we first saw the bus. And so yeah, I didn't even say anything. Like, actually I wanted to say like, it's our decision where we sit and you don't tell us like where we go and sit. But I didn't say anything because like, actually I was afraid that they will throw us out of the bus because they were so rude and in such a bad mood. Yeah, so we were just glad that we were both in the bus and yeah, could go to where we needed to go. Yeah, I mean, I think I will forever remember that, because I don't know what was wrong with those two people. I didn't know who they thought they were, but yeah, in the end everything was fine, luckily. But yeah, when we were upstairs, Omar was like he thanked me that I was on his side and that I defended him. And he also said he thought that if I wouldn't have been there, he would have had to stay in Trieste one more night because they would have thrown him out, or they wouldn't have let him come into the bus. And also, like, when we were arguing with the two bus drivers, Omar also said, yeah, but he has to get in because he has already booked a hotel in Slovenia. And it's funny because Omar also said then later when we were upstairs that no, those two, they surely are not Italian, because Italians wouldn't ever be that rude. Yeah, so that was the story. I don't know. It's not really normal, I think, and the staff should not behave like that. But yeah, I just wanted to tell the story. But other than that, the journey was totally fine. It was only like that incident which I found a bit yeah, disturbing, uncool. Maybe next time, hopefully it won't be the case anymore if I ever go by Flixbus again, but I think I will. Depends on where I'm going. I don't know what to say anymore. See you in the next video. Bye.